Welcome. You're just seconds away from the Brian Brawdy Show, where listener participation is strongly encouraged. Well, unless, of course, you're easily triggered, then listener discretion is strongly advised. And if you fall into the latter camp, why don't you just mortal up already?
You're listening to the Brian Brawdy Show here on RadioBrian.com. Unfettered, unfiltered, unafraid.
All right, welcome to the Brian Brawdy Show, episode 540. Today we're going to be talking about your natural resources. I love that picture. Yeah, I know. I bend a little bit in that direction, right, of swords and martial arts and this and that. I got you. But welcome to episode 540 once again, or as I like to call it, the single greatest hour in the history of the world to be alive. Right now, where you are in this particular moment in all of time. Absolute blast being here. Let me say hello to everyone on Facebook, most certainly on YouTube. And if you're listening to the rebroadcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes, or Spotify, glad you had us along. And big drum roll for my favorite, well, not favorite, but tops, right? It makes the top three. If you're listening on RadioBri.com and you're taking us along for the midday lunch, we are absolutely thrilled to be riding shotgun, right? We're thrilled to be your virtual hitchhiker. We're not much of a backseat driver. I really couldn't care less about how people drive, right? So I don't even mind that, but we're happy to be along with you. Miss Putnam, let me say, hey, right back at you. So let's get ready to jump into episode 540. Wayne, how are you doing today?
I'm hanging in there. It's been busy morning with everything that's going on in this world.
I love it. It's the greatest time in the history of the world to be alive. You can't ask for a more exciting time than right now, today, right in the middle of everything we're in. I love it. It's like so many people, their mission is Meshuggah. And how can you not love that there's just so many crazy people running around? All you can do is protect yourself from secondhand stupid. It's amazing to me. But all right, Wayne, what do you want to get into first today? Let's do that.
Well, let's open the phone lines.
All right, groovy. Let's open the phone lines.
The phone lines are open. Now's your chance to mortal up and give Brian a shout because your opinion deserves to be heard. Dial toll-free 1-833-MORTAL-1. That's 833-MORTAL-1.
All right, don't forget Mortal One, because in our book, if you're listening, whether you're listening or not, but pretty much because if you're listening, then you even hear this definition. But if you're alive, you're the number one mortal. MORTAL, numeral one. If you want to scratch out, the hieroglyphics of it all, 833-667-8251. Of course, you can text us at that number as well. We'll get the text, or you can email if you want to. It comes right in here to the booth. Brian at RadioBri, spelled BRI.com. Brian at RadioBri.com. The emails will come straight in, and we'll be happy. And we won't necessarily mention your name if you don't want us to, if you want to send us an email, because ultimately this show is all about a gauntlet. I realized I don't have a special skill set. I have a sick streak. And that sick streak is all about bullies. And that's what we're going to talk about today in a certain way, because there's two things that I focus on. How you're going to beat back the bullies, those people belittling other people in an attempt to make themselves feel superior, these asshats, right? Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say asshat. Or am I allowed to say ass, Wayne? I know this is terrestrial radio, so am I allowed to say that now or not?
I'm guessing it's okay right now.
Does anybody know well, let me put it this way. If anyone is offended, just give us a text, 833-667-8251, Tookus brains. So we're talking today about Tookus brains, right? And just the bullies that do whatever they can to push other people around so that they feel special themselves. That and amnesia, right? Because here's the thing. Here's why I talk about it all the time, Wayne. Forget about the pandemic. Forget about the Wuhan wheeze. Forget about everything else going on. The greatest pandemic is human amnesia. People forgetting not only who they are, but just what's the amount of crap that you're supposed to take, right? What's the amount of just baloney? What's the amount of vitriol? What's the amount of bullying you're supposed to take from other people, right? I think you've forgotten. We've forgotten collectively, maybe as an individual, but most certainly as a society, just how much are we supposed to be pushed around before we bring the counterpunch, before we bring the backlash, before we bring the reckoning. Now, you'd be welcome to say today, well, Bri, you're in the mood to pick a fight. You're in the mood to take down a villain. I'm always in the mood to pick a fight. I'm always in the mood to take down a villain. And if you're a bully that has decided that the best way is to belittle another person, then I'm absolutely picking a fight with you. I'm absolutely identifying you as a villain, and stick around because it's my goal to make sure we bring you down. Plain and simple. Just so you know, there's the only disclaimer we need for the show, Wayne. That's what we're all about, because we are, look, if you're going to water down human wherewithal, if you're going to treat other people with disrespect, you're going to see why I say it's not a skill set. It really is. Right? So we'll leave it at that. All right, Wayne, let's get with our first segment today. What are we? Oh, we're doing Low Life's Making Headlines, speaking of bullies.
Yeah, and we're taking a different approach to Low Life's Making Headlines today, because this is probably going to piss off.
Wait a minute. Give me back the mic. You can say piss, but I can't say ass. So you're going to get ready to ream me after the show for watching my language, but you just said piss? Is that even fair?
You said ass, I said piss.
Right. Are we allowed to say those words? I don't even know. Maybe we do. Let us know. Give us a text, 833-667-8251. Wayne, thank you for posting right here in the Facebook feed. I'm assuming over on YouTube as well. Give us a call. Let us know what you're thinking. All right, Wayne, it's back to you.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be basically running a 5-minute video, which we normally wouldn't do.
Right.
To explain why this here is the Low Life's Making Headlines.
All right, that sounds great. Let's do it. And I'll kind of, for the people listening on the radio side, if you're not watching, if you're listening on the radio side, let me just say in advance, there might be some language in this video that you're not, I mean, language worse than asshat and piss off, right? There's going to be language quite possibly worse than that. So you may want, if there's little ones around, you may want to listen with headphones or turn the volume down. And if you're easily triggered or offended, yeah, you're probably not listening to the show. But just in case you fall into that camp, just listen very softly. Wayne, how is that for a disclaimer? Is that about right?
I think that works.
All right, great. Well, if great. I hope it does. All right, so let's get it, Wayne. Low Life's Making Headlines. Or as we like to call it around here, brains that make your blood boil. Here's your brittle brain atop a balsa wood spine for today. All right, Wayne, let's hit it. Today's Low Life's Making Headlines. I don't recognize the fist. I think I've seen before the fist and the anti-fascist action. Anti-fascist action. Well, boy, they sure have. They sure have a way with words. Anti-fascist action. All right, Wayne, let's take it away.
Grab your damn flag. That's it. And grab you. Get it right.
All right.
Believe in the fact. Get the fact right, loser.
Loser? You're using a megaphone to harass people. Loser? You're the loser, Bluto boy. It's amazing. You're calling other people a loser with a bullhorn, wearing your mask, you little... All right. There you go. Nice. Picking on elderly people. Very nice. You're a tough guy. Oh, very nice.
Hold on, what are you doing? We gotta go!
Groups of people, mostly young people, with little keyboard players, with their little cell phone cameras, busy picking on older people. See, they've got this guy down. Very nice. Oh, this guy comes up and kicks him. Very nice. Why don't you come up and kick me? Why don't you come and find me and kick me? All right. Good. Well, there you go. Very nice. Is he trying to hit this guy with a lighter? What is that other guy? What's this other punk doing? No, they don't like it. They don't like the 50 I get it. Everyone's got their cameras because they need their 15 seconds of social media fame. Losers. So let's see. All right. That's good. There we go. Very nice. All right, I think we get it with that one. What's the next? Notice. There we go.
What is wrong with you? Get out of our fucking space! Get out of our fucking space! What is wrong with you?
Appreciate it. Get the fuck out of here!
Animals!
Cameras away!
What do you expect?
Basic gist of it. So here people attack people who are eating dinner. They threw projectiles and a large firework. Oh, as a bully would, right? Because you don't go up in person and do anything. You throw projectiles. Yes, would be a good one. Throw explosive projectiles. Eating dinner. All right, so basically, whoever you're supporting, it's just a compilation. This video that we've been showing is a compilation of crowds of people picking on individuals, beating them, hitting them, and everything else. And that's why. So when people go, "Oh, why did you say to start this that you've decided that for this show we're going to be going after folks. We're going to be doing what we can. We're picking a fight. We're going to take down some villains." Because here's the thing, and I've said it countless times: if you can hit another human being with a stick, if you can hit another human being with a flagpole, if you, for goodness sakes, like the one of the old man on the bicycle, if you can kick a human being while their back's turned, if you can run up and sucker punch another human being, I say find you, convict you, charge you. If it were up to me, it would be a return to vendor segment. Because here's what I think, and I'm tired of hearing everyone screaming about cruel and unusual. If you can cause physical pain like that, right? You can punch another human being from behind. You can throw firecrackers at them. You have a depraved indifference to human life, and I think it's time for your DNA to go back. You don't like it? Oh, well, Brad, that's violation of cruel and unusual. Not unusual 1 minute after we exact the first punishment for kicking someone while they're down and on the ground. Not unusual after it happens at all. So here's the thing. When will people start to stand up to these bullies? When will they start to stand up to these thugs? And I don't care what group you're from. You can kick another human being. You can hit another human being from behind with a flagpole. You can mace another human being. You can walk up and scream in their face with a bullhorn and then kick them or stab them or hit them with the stick. Your DNA needs to go back. And if you don't like it, then come and fucking find me. Excuse me, Wayne, I know we're going to have to bleep that one out. Then come and find me. Just come and find me. Bring your bullhorn, because I'll enjoy using it once you and I are done meeting. All right, Wayne, what do we do? What's our next segment we're going to run here with today? Return to vendor. Because some DNA just needs to go back. Well, that was perfect timing. Return to vendor. Wayne, who do we got today as our special contestants? Let me see. Mr. Howard and Mr. Hilly, two suspects wanted in connection with an Arkansas police officer's killing. They've been captured by U.S. Marshals. Notice it doesn't say FBI, right? Just for the record, just getting my dig into the Federal Bureau of Incompetence. U.S. Marshals arrested 29-year-old Mr. Howard and 24-year-old Mr. Hilly Friday morning in Mississippi, and they've been charged, they've been accused in the connection of an Arkansas police officer's killing. Return to vendor, just like we said in the segment before. Now, it's in fairness to everyone watching and listening. You're absolutely right. This one, right? This is they've killed another human being. But here's what I say. I say we get to the point where anyone that proves that they have a depraved indifference to human life, that can kick another human being in the face when they're on the ground, that can hit another human being from behind with a flag, we need to rethink what it means. Defund the police. No, not on my watch, which is why I'll never run for political office. I'm the last person you'd want with any kind of say on how to deal with these lowlifes making headlines. You injure another person, you kick or hit or in some other way cause another human being to experience physical pain because you're a coward, you're a bully. Your DNA needs to go back, and I think all I'm suggesting is we find a way. Why don't you come and find me with your bullhorn and your flagpole and this and that, because you'll be at the working end of both of them as soon as you and I meet. All right, Wayne, so we've done the return to vendor. I guess they found those guys, so let's hope they've been charged. If they found them, they've been charged. Let's give them a jury trial, and once they're convicted, let's go ahead and move forthwith. Let's go ahead, no haste, no waste, move right to the death penalty, because I'm beginning to believe that's all this kind of evil is going to understand. And you and I, people, right, when we talk about Generation Pissed, you and I are used to Robert's Rules of Order. You and I are used to going in and saying, well, there's a procedure, here's this and here's that. But I'm beginning to believe that we're up against an evil that is counting on us to be all, oh, we got to be above board. You know, I heard someone say the other day, well, it just can't go back to being like the Wild Wild West. Oh, I don't know. I'm not so certain I agree with that. All I'm simply suggesting is you have a depraved indifference to human life, then we need to talk about what to do with you, because running the streets, terrorizing people, how is that fair to the people that are out on the streets? How is that fair? Give us a call if you think I'm wrong. 833-667-8251, 833-MORTAL, and the numeral 1. And, of course, you're welcome to email us directly into the studio as well, brian@radiobri.com. And that's obviously spelled radio, BRI.com. All right, Wayne, so what say you? You've put together an excellent, thank you for the montage today. You put together the video. You put together the return to vendor. It's just crazy out there. All kinds of people thinking that they can just do what they want to another human being and there'll be no backlash. There'll be no reckoning. You can just bully and belittle people all you want and no one is going to stand up to you with a throat punch. How have we gotten to this point?
Who knows? It's interesting trying to keep up with it all.
It is. But as again, the common denominator is a depraved indifference to human life. No empathy, no compassion, no understanding that your opinion is the only opinion that counts. Your opinion is the only one that matters, that allows people to act and carry on this way. And it's just inexcusable. But here's the thing. it's also inexcusable at our side. I blame those of us that could enact certain rules instead of defund the police and let people do and say, right? Here's my thing. Free speech, you want to run up and scream in a bullhorn in my face, you go right ahead. But do not break my 6-foot bubble. Because I think, Wayne, that we should run the charge for that up. You smack another human being, you hit another human being, you throw somebody at another human being, I think it should be, the assault should be erased. Not the assault of saying, I did a little thing over the weekend where you feel assaulted. If you're a younger generation, you feel assaulted if someone texts you and puts a period, punctuation, that you feel that's too violent. Grow up, you whining little baby. Good Lord. Right? Oh, think about it, right? And then this mom that's all, she was furious. Another thing I put up the other day, she was furious, absolutely beside herself because she couldn't figure out, right, in this whole wanting to raise her daughter a gender neutral, right? She couldn't figure, she was just beside herself because her daughter kept going back to wanting to wear pink dresses, right? Wish we had an "Oh, please" segment today. We could be going, "Oh, please, will you grow up?" All right, Wayne, let's hit. I know we've got another next. I can't wait to hear this one. Let's go. Oh, we got to do a quick break, and then we'll come right back to the segment.
Portions of this broadcast have been pre-recorded.
Why? Why? Because you can't get these people to hit a call time. They're the worst. Nah, I'm just kidding. We love our guests. All right, we love our guests. Some of it may have been pre-recorded, as you could tell from the video from Wayne. All right, Wayne, let's jump in here on Radio Bry. Let's jump into our next segment. Distorting the truth instead of reporting the facts? Why, I yada. Instead, let me just congratulate you're today's contestant on Jousting with Journalists. All right. Well, look, I was having so much fun going earlier. What are we going to do here? Jousting with Journalists. Oh, from the MSNBC crowd. What do we got here? MSNBC segment attacks white women, claims that they have an active role in white supremacy. Julie Kohler, a senior advisor at Democracy Alliance, accused white women of weaponizing their identities against black men. Oh, Julie, go cry me a river, would you? Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some women that may look to that. But as we talked about yesterday, Wayne, painting everybody with an extremely broad brush and saying white women, all white women, right? It'd be like saying all black women are guilty of something. All white women are guilty of something. I don't know how you get to be a senior advisor. She looks like she's 12 years old, but this Democracy Alliance, I don't get it. Wayne, let's not do it. We won't be able to do it today because we're not going to have enough time, but I want to, we'll introduce tomorrow or the next day, maybe the Mortal Up Alliance. And you'll go, whoa, why are we, what's this about the Mortal Up Alliance? Somebody's got to beat these asshats back at the Democracy Alliance. So we're going to do it with the Mortal Up Alliance. But now, Wayne, let me ask you, segment attacks white women. Who else, do we know who else was on the segment? Because this young lady must have been there with a whole group of journalists from MSNBC, that the only we're highlighting?
It was a basic MSNBC panel discussion.
Okay.
I didn't go back and pull up the names of everybody that was on that panel.
Okay.
I can do that real quick right now if you want.
No, if you got a chance, let's see what's going. Let's see what's going on with that, because I really it's just amazing to me, right? That this is considered journalism, right? Blaming an entire group of people. Talk about bullying. I'm starting to get a theme for today's show, right? We're going to talk about the vampire class in the Mortal Up Minute. We're going to talk about that in just a bit, but good Lord, everyone is willing to point the finger. That's why over at Spitter, it's nothing more than a feed for bullies, right? And that's why I love going over there and making fun of these people. That's what I've begun to realize. All you do is head over there to make fun, to belittle other people in an attempt to make yourself feel big, in an attempt to make yourself feel special. Oh, mommy and daddy didn't make you feel special enough, you pantyweight? So, let me run over to Twitter and throw somebody else under the bus. So that's it, Wayne. I've decided we're going to be announcing here today or tomorrow the Mortal Up Alliance, and it's our attempt at beating back some of these brainiacs, picking a fight with these bullies, because ultimately, Wayne, here's where I fall on it. Here's where I come down on it. Sooner or later, it's going to be the responsibility of our kids and our grandkids and our nieces and nephews to handle the mashugana that is everything that's going on right now. It's just going to grow because that's the way evil works. Until evil is reckoned with, until you bring the counterpunch, until the backlash, evil gets to do what evil does, which is why we have to learn right now to out-brutal the brutal so that our kids and our grandkids, our nieces and nephews, our great-grandkids, they don't have to out-brutal the brutal, because we will have taken it on ourselves to end the mashugana right now. We will have taken it to bring it on ourselves to go, I'm not passing this war. I'm not passing my responsibility to battle with bullies. I'm not passing it on to my kids. It'll be like asking any of my sons, be like asking any of my daughters, hey, somebody just picked a fight with me. Do you mind going out in the parking lot and fighting my battles for me? No. So we're going to bring the Mortal Up Alliance to stand up to these people. And what a great place to start over on Spitter. And of course, Jousting with Journalists, everything else that we do here at the Brian Brawdy Show. So we're very excited about the announcement that will be the Mortal Up Alliance. All right, Wayne, I know we're doing pretty good in terms of some of our timing today. Let's run quickly to the bottom of the hour so that we can get back and we'll have a full-on 30 minutes to discuss everything we've got going on today. Thank you all so very much. If you're listening on YouTube, if you're listening here on Facebook, if you're catching the rebroadcast of the show, thank you very much. And of course, if you're listening to Radio Bry over at radiobry.com or mortalup.com, thank you so very much for joining us. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to take a sip of some pop, and we will be right back.
You're listening to the Brian Brawdy Show. Why? Because you know the truth when you hear it. He'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Brian Brawdy Show, brought to you by our good friends at Counterpunch Media and Certifiable Brilliance. It's time to buckle up. All right, we are back. I got a quick sip of pop. Let me just thank I'm going to do something, Wayne, because it's so important to help spread this message of the Mortal Up Alliance. It's so important to spread the message that we must be suffering from a collective amnesia because we just let punks push us around. So I did a little thing yesterday over on Facebook. It says Mortal Up or be put down. That's what I was talking about. And 131 likes, which isn't the thing, but we got 21 shares. So I want to give a quick shout out to the people that helped us spread this message. Of course, Rebecca CT, thank you. Bradley Fox, Sheila Adamson, thank you very much. Larry Pugh, thank you very much. Saul Rosales, thank you very much. Betty Goins, Don Stripple, I hope I'm pronouncing these right. Raul Moran, Chris Dudley, John Eichhorn, at least for the ones that I can see. Thank you so very much for helping us spread the message, because we believe that here. We think that's absolutely true. Everything is toxic to the tender. When you're fragile, you're easily triggered, easily offended, easily maligned. You're always looking for a port in the storm. You're always looking for a bubble to protect yourself. Everything is toxic when you're tender. So thank you all for helping with the shares and help us spread that message. And if it's cool with you, Wayne, I want to do it one more time. only because we had a good bit of people sharing when it. Oh, and I can't forget to talk about the lady whose daughter was in the pink dress. But what are you going to do? You just have to do that. But I want to make. I'm also want to make a quick shout out to the people that helped us, right? Because here's what we said on Sunday. Wait, what? So we're to believe that a company named Dominion has embedded a Lex Luthor complex in our voting software? Nah, nothing to see here. Well, that one took off as well, and I wanted to thank Marcus L. Perkins Sr., Harris Byerly, thank you very much, Glenn Alloway, thank you so much, Chris Boots Madsen, Wayne F. Babin. Wayne Babin, thank you very much. We appreciate the shares. We appreciate everything that you do to help us spread the message. Also, the Hardcore News Archive, quick shout out there. Also, Bob Lockwood, thank you so very much for helping us spread the message. And Dolores Loring Veruso, thank you so very much as well. I think that about covers the people that have helped us of late. Share the message of the Mortal Up Alliance. Share the message of don't be bullied. Don't be pushed around by these punks. Don't surrender. Don't default who you are because someone's got a bullhorn. A bullhorn. Really? Wait for it. A bullhorn. You see someone coming up to you with a bullhorn, it's pretty good you know you're about ready to be bullied. So if that person comes up and smacks you, I just say take the bullhorn, right? Take the bull by the horns, so to speak. Right, Wayne? What do you think of that? Take the bull by the horns? Nah, a little too much?
That works.
Everyone will say, oh, now Brian's inciting violence. No, I'm not inciting violence. I'm not saying that you should go pick a fight. I'm saying I'm picking the fight. I'm not saying you should go take down a villain. I'm saying I'm excited about taking down a villain. I'm excited about out-brutaling the brutal. And I'm simply suggesting that bullies, they want to belittle the little herd nerds, right? The little herd nerds that are going to attack an old guy, that are going to kick someone on the ground when they're down on the ground. That's all I'm suggesting. Those are the people that we got to figure out a way. You kick another human being from behind, it's time to return the vendor. That's just the way I feel. Everyone wants to go, oh, we look forward to a very bright future. I look forward to a little bit of the past. You violate a 6-foot bubble of another human being, you're charged with assault first. That's all I'm saying. Charged with assault first. You kick, you punch, you this, you that. Assault first. Felony. Automatically. No questions asked. But of course, as long as we continue to elect district attorneys that, oh, we're not going to charge them. We're not going to prosecute people. You get to throw bricks. You get to throw park benches through store windows because aren't you just a tough guy, you little pantyweight? Aren't you just, you just must look in the mirror, Barney Fife, and be all excited about who you are. Oh, kitten, really? Oh, no. Oh, kitten. Oh, there you go, Wade. All right, brother, what are we working on next? What's our next segment? What do we have queued up and ready to go? Or are we just going to, because look, if you're saying, Brian, the mic is yours to go ahead and attack bullies. Don't forget, you can give us a call. Tell us what an example. 833-MORTAL and the numeral 1. It's a toll-free call. Of course, you can text us 833-667-8251 if you're not already in the feed. Or you can email me at brian@radiobride.com. Give me an idea. If you think it's too much of a gauntlet, you think that I shouldn't be working as hard as we are today to pick a fight, right? Take down a villain. Oh, it's not fair of you to identify protesters as villains. Yes, it is. It is damn fair of me. Right? You're going to kick another human being. You're a villain. And I say, Lex Luthor, you want Dominion? I'll bring Dominion. Let's just do this, Wayne. Who else do we got to force to get into the octagon? Aren't you a tough guy to kick a human being when their back is turned and they're down on the ground? Oh, Muffin, you're just so proud of yourself, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are. Look at you. Look at you, Muffin. Oh, yeah, Muff. Oh, yeah, Muffin. Time to out-brutal the brutal. All right, Wayne, what do we got next?
The mic is yours.
Oh, the mic is mine. All right, well, let's do this. Let's run a little early with our Mortal Up Minute today because we got a lot to talk about after that. So, Wayne, if you don't mind, let's cue up the Mortal Up Minute, and we will have some, you talk about a shindig, a soiree at noon. We're going to have some fun after we get through this. What terrifies the vampire class? You do. Why? Because their number one worry, it petrifies them, thoroughly horrifies them, that you'll remember who you truly are, roused from your slumber. You'll come to your senses and recognize your myriad natural resources, along with the unimaginable power that comes from tapping these energies. So they aid and abet your amnesia, knowing full well that to lead you astray and ultimately control you, they must continue with a steady stream of misinformation about you and your ultimate abilities. By encouraging your apathy, continually contributing to your atrophy, they're counting on you to stumble through life dazed and confused. Complacency kills, and your captors are counting on stacking the deck against you because they know they can't beat you straight up. It's time to mortal up, to rally your memory once and for all, because you are the backlash, you are the counterpunch, you are the reckoning they fear the most. I'm Brian Brawdy. This has been your Mortal Up Minute. All right. Well, you know what's interesting about this is I wrote this and obviously I pre-recorded it, which is why we say some portions of the show are pre-recorded, right? I pre-recorded this long before I knew the video Wayne was going to edit together and how we went down this whole path of lowlifes making headlines, return to vendor, and everything else. But here's the thing about the vampire class. The vampire class, because they don't have genuine power on their own, and whether it's organized career politician, career public servants. Oh, we're a public servant. Oh, yeah, right? We're a public servant. Sure you are, right? When we talk about the vampire class, we're talking about people like career politicians that prey on other people. We're talking about bullies. We're talking about a class of people that have none of their own power, so they need to bring a bullhorn. They have none of their own power, so they need to bring a stick, or they need to bring a brick, or they need to bring a projectile, or they need to bring fireworks, whatever. They have no power of their own. And do me a favor, if you happen to know one of these asshats, please share this feed with them, right? And let them know exactly what we think of them, right? Because our days of being tolerated, or our days of tolerating people pushing us around, the punks, the lowlifes making headlines, those days need to be over. Because as I've said, if they're not over, then we're asking our kids, our nieces and our nephews, we're asking our grandkids to fight the battles that we didn't have the time or the courage to fight, that we didn't have the wherewithal to out brutal the brutal. So we're going to pass it on. We're going to kick the can down to the next generation. It's not unlike the debt, if you think about it. Politicians are like, oh, don't worry about the debt. They just kick the can down the road. Well, I'm done kicking. No more kicking the can down the road. When it comes to dealing with bullies, when it comes to dealing with the vampire class, in whatever way, shape, or form they come, I'm simply suggesting that it's up to us. Generation pissed, if you will. We turned over the key. Look, all we wanted to do was kick back and relax. All we wanted to do was retire, enjoy the rest, right? Enjoy the final 30 years of our life. Now we got some nut that's soon going to be on the COVID task force saying, well, if you're 75 or older, your days are numbered. Your days should be numbered. I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to pack it in at 75. All we wanted to do was relax, enjoy life. We worked hard this whole time. Now we're like, now we got to get up off the couch. We have to re-engage because all the little pantyweights, the Gen Xers, the Gen Zers, the Gen Yers, the millennial mashugana, for those of you that subscribe to the leftist mindset, all you want to do is bully other people. Now we got to go up and get off the couch and come back and mix it up. So all I'm simply suggesting is that there's going to be a time where you and I have to out brutal the brutal because it's good for us. Not only is it our calling, but it's good for us to be able to protect our futures and the futures of our children and grandchildren. And if we let people continue to run amok, we're going to see what we saw in the streets. People getting kicked, people getting punched. Can I ask you a question? What kind of dearth of a human being, what kind of a brittle brain atop a balsa wood spine thinks it's a good idea to kick a human being in the face when they're on the ground and their back is turned? Return to vendor. That's my new rallying cry, Wayne. Return to vendor, return to vendor, return to vendor. They hear about the castle doctrine, which is why the last thing you want to do is have anyone rule against your ability to keep and bear arms. The last thing you want to do is go against any politician that says, hey, we want your guns back. Go against anyone that says, hey, look, you don't have the right to defend yourself. Wayne, you know what? I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I can do it while I'm talking. I'll get it so that we can, we'll put it up in here. Let me see if I can get it somewhere and how we play it. But, this whole thing now where they want to defund the police. Everyone's excited. Defund the police, right? Everyone loves that idea. But have you seen all these people that are now starting to call, Wayne, to have, because they're like, oh no, we can't have that happen, right? We can't have that happen. So we better do what we can to make certain that doesn't happen, right? Because when we need the police, we need the police. Are you kidding me? We can't allow that to be the case. No way. So we need to do what we can. So maybe we'll get private security guards. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll do that. It's absolutely disgusting. All right, I don't know. Well, let me just try this, Wayne, quickly here as we're talking. We've got it in Wayne and Brian. I want to put it over to here. So here's a little something I recorded. And I wanted it to be so here's 911. As we move forward, right? As we move forward and go, oh, so what are we going to do about, how are we going to handle all these people that are calling for the police to be absolved, right? I've come up with a new idea, and I'm going to load it here quickly, Wayne, while I'm working on this. I'm going to load it here so that everyone can hear. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but this is the new 911 message that's going to be recorded for all those brainiacs running around saying, hey, you know what? I think it's a great idea to defund the police. I think it's a fantastic idea to have social workers. Oh, right. This is Joe Biden's. Well, you know what you ought to do is learn how to shoot aggressors in the leg. Learn how to shoot aggressors in the leg. Well, isn't that just special? That's what he wants to do. So instead of actually having it to where you can go, no, we need a police force. We need the ability to out-brutal the brutal. Have our police do it. We need that to happen. Oh, no, we can't have that. No way that can be the case, right? We're not allowed to have that. So here's my answer. Here's what we're doing in an attempt. So for people that go, look, I philosophically believe in my heart, right, that we should defund the police. So here we go. Here's what we're doing to make certain that, oh, now we can't do a video on there. All right, so here's the thing. I basically said, look, in the audio, if you want it to where you think it's a great idea to defund the police, it's on you to defend yourself. That's all I'm saying. So if you're like, oh, yeah, well, defund the police, we need to make a stand. Great. Then here's a stand I suggest. I suggest that you go in, and what we're going to do is we allow you to defend yourself. We allow you to defend your loved ones. We allow you to defend your property. I just think that's fitting, don't you? So if you're like, hey, I don't think we should have police anymore, then hey, here's what we think for you would be the perfect message, right? So let me just get this queued up here. The perfect message for you, if you call 911, now you don't want police for everybody else, but you want police for you? Oh, I see how that's supposed to work. So all these people like the councilwoman, wherever, Wayne, that you were telling me about, all these other people, we don't want police protection for everybody else. We just want it for ourselves. So doesn't that seem to make sense, Wayne?
Absolutely.
I think it makes sense.
Well,
I think that's what we should do.
I'm
sorry, second.
It's funny. Even people like a-hole of Congress.
All right.
AOC.
AOC, okay.
She's screaming to defund the police. I would love to see them just defund the police in her district.
In her
Pull
district.
all the police out of her district.
I'm absolutely with you. Absolutely with you. But here's another thing that I'm thinking about. Just so you know, I think that if you want, you should just stand by what you think, right, Wayne? Everyone and their brother's got a bullhorn. Everyone and their brother says, hey, you just got to stick by what you believe in. Okay, so here's my answer to all the brittle brains atop balsa wood spines. Oh, and we've got a text in with a double thumbs up. Thank you very much. I super appreciate it. Thank you so very much for listening and to texting us. Don't forget, 833-MORTAL on the numeral 1, 833-667-8251. Give us a call, give us a text, drop us an email. But here's the message, Wayne, that I wanted to put together for people. Then this is what you would hear. If you vote for defund the police, here's what you would hear if you call in. Dear caller, you've reached 911. Unfortunately, the number you are dialing from is on our Defund the Police supporters list. So let us be the first to wish you good luck in defending yourself, your family members, and your property. Please press 2 if you would like to be placed on the medical examiner's post-mortem list, and a social worker will reach out to any surviving family members after your passing. Goodbye. So that's what I think, Wayne. That's what I've recorded. That's my answer for all the people that want to defund the police. I say what you do is you do it and register your phone number. Oh, because I believe we need to do something. I'm all over defunding the police. Great. Then say it with your phone number. And the moment you have to use that number to call into 911, that's the message that you get. Oh, sorry, you voted for defund the police. Now, good luck defending yourself. I think that's the way to go. Wayne, what say you?
I agree.
Now, speaking of what say you, what's going on in Michigan? I've heard all kinds of things this morning. I was busy getting some other things done before the show, but what's the craziness going on in Michigan now?
Well, apparently, Tim Whitmer, got the message from the courts that said she stepped over the bounds of her power. So now she's using the health department, and effective Wednesday, she announced it last night, effective Wednesday, Michigan is starting to go back into a lockdown. Restaurants, bars, no indoor service. And, of course, it's getting cold.
Yeah.
So it just looks like everything's going back down for 3 weeks so far.
Unbelievable. All right. Oh, Wayne, look at it. Just breaking news. Stand by.
Check this out.
All right. This coming across the wire. Thank you, breaking news gong. This coming across the wire just now, Wayne. Guess what? There is a cluster of COVID-19. You and I know it as the Wuhan wheeze. There's a cluster that's been discovered, a coronavirus cluster at a headquarters of a particular agency with the top infection control specialist at the global agency among those testing positive. Wait for it. You're not even going to believe it. Guess where this is, Wayne? Guess where the major cluster is now, the major outbreak of the Wuhan wheeze. Guess where it is?
Is it at WHO?
Very. You must get the same breaking news news that I get. Well,
no,
yes, Wayne.
It was just your description.
It was the middle. Okay, got it. So, top infection control specialist. So let me get this straight. Here's the top infection control specialist at the World Health Organization. I'm assuming, use rubbing alcohol on your hands, wear a mask. If you come in contact, pass out a lacrosse stick, have people within 6 feet drop whatever they need to give you into that basket, right? All that. So, but now, the latest outbreak, the latest cluster Is it the World Health Organization itself? Well, Geneva, Switzerland, right? So that's where they're located, Wayne. There's the big breakout. Let me see. Friday email to staffers obtained by the Associated Press said that 5 WHO employees, 4 on the same team, well, I guess they weren't practicing social distancing. Now, were they, Wayne? Had recently contracted the bug. It's interesting. They can call it COVID-19. I call it the Wuhan wheeze. They can call it the bug, but I'm the one that gets in trouble. Let me see. Bringing the total number of agency workers who tested positive to 65. 49 of them, Wayne, in the past 8 weeks. So in the past 8 weeks, the people telling you how to control the spread couldn't keep it from infecting their own team. It says, although the email did not refer to the news cases as a cluster, 2 or more cases in the same area are typically classified as such. Oh, no, but we don't get to classify. It's not a cluster if it's at WHO. We call it an office incident party. What do you think, Wayne? About half of the infected staffers were working from home, but 32 had been working out of the headquarters in Geneva. So let me get this straight, Wayne, because you're under lockdown now. Can't eat, can't do a bunch of different things since you're under lockdown.
Well, I don't pay attention to it. I don't go under lockdown.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, I kind of know how you feel. So are we to expect a cluster, 2 or more people? Are we supposed to expect a cluster from Michiganders, right? That your Governor Alyssa Milano is. Well, you know what's interesting though, Wayne? Did you say Alyssa Milano or Governor Whitmer is responsible for this latest order? You'd think she learned her lesson. Well, what's going on?
What she's doing is she's using the health department to come up with the rules.
Oh, very nice.
So this way she's not issuing executive orders, but she's having the health department issue the rules.
Wow, I didn't know that. Yep. Look at that. So she's like passing the buck. Absolutely. She's like, hey. So I'm getting a text right now. Hey, it was Thanksgiving Day, the first day I listened to your show. So thank you very much. I super appreciate that. We've got someone reminding us. Thanksgiving Day, I first listened to your show. Right, spatchcocking a turkey. Right, spatchcocking. Now, see, I gotta watch because this person is a dear friend. I'm not gonna mention the name on the show, but. See, am I allowed to say spatchcocking? I don't get the grip of the rules. I don't understand spatchcocking. That's an actual thing, though. You know, Wayne. It's a way you cook a turkey.
It's just like cocking a rifle.
It's all right. No Jeffrey Toobin jokes. Not on my show. Damn it. Am I allowed to say damn it, or is that one of the... Look, I've already dropped the F-bomb by accident today, so where am I going, right? Feel free to pile on. Right, I'm worried about spatchcocking, and I already dropped a thermonuclear device. Bullies, they infuriate me. They just infuriate me. People that pick on other people, these punks, it just drives me insane. I got to tell you. So when we talk about the vampire class, look, they're counting on you to cave. They're counting on you not to stand up for yourself. They're counting on you not to draw your own liberty's line in the sand and dare them to cross it. Oh, well, we want to be compassionate. Well, I can tell you this. Sometimes compassion, in order to be compassion, as a master of mine in China once taught me, sometimes compassion has to have teeth. And that's all I'm suggesting. For those of us that are old enough, that are skilled enough to bring compassion with a set of teeth, I'm simply suggesting we do it so that our sons and daughters, our grandsons and our granddaughters, our nieces and nephews, they don't have to fight a battle that we should be fighting right now. We have to out-brutal the brutal, stop taking crap from these people in whatever portion, right? Whatever segment, whatever species of the overall vampire class species they fall in, it's on us to make certain that we now draw the line in the sand and out-brutal the brutal, because I don't want my kids fighting a battle that I was around when the battle lines were drawn. I was around when it was crafted. So you want to pick a fight with me, right? Bring it right now. You and your little bullhorn, right? Kicking someone while they're on the ground. Bring it to me. All right, Wayne, what else do we have going on here? Is there anything else, any other breaking news that I should know of? Anything else going on in the world? Anything else with Michiganders?
No, I mean, basically what it boils down to is everybody right now, all these hats out there are basically just trying to cancel Thanksgiving, cancel Christmas, trying to roll into the new year.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what this is all about. You know, in Michigan, the rules are no more than one part of your family, one household can visit you during Thanksgiving.
See, can I ask a question? Now, I just got a text from someone that says, hey, look, I don't like my family. The greatest thing that could have happened to me was a boycott of Thanksgiving. And I got to be honest with you, Wayne, just between you and me, because, right, there's just between you and me, I don't like sharing the stuffing. Ashley makes great stuffing. So the fact now that I don't have to share that stuffing with all these just hungry relatives, I'm all over it. I think it's great. Mashed potatoes, all the butter, you get all the rolls. You get to pick white meat or black meat. I like to go right for the turkey drumsticks. Now, I know some people are saying, you know what, I only eat white meat, right? Right? I get that. I would suggest extra gravy because white meat can be kind of dry, right? It can be kind of dry, but I go right for the drumsticks. So for me, there's a lockdown this Thanksgiving. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. And you know what else? I don't have to share pumpkin pie with all these upstarts. I think it's great. I think it's great. Now, aside from my personal opinion, where does the vampire class get off saying what you can do in your own home? I just don't get it.
Makes no sense to me.
Makes no sense. You and I keep tolerating it. I think that's why the vampire class is in power. We keep tolerating it. We keep electing these officials. We keep going, right? So in the end, I blame me. I don't like to blame other people, right? Other than bullies. I love going after bullies, right? It's right. Right. I love going after bullies ever since I was little, and until God calls me home, I'll be going after them. So remind me again tomorrow, Wayne, so we can talk about the Mortal Up Alliance, right? So or a group of people that is destined to go after bullies, and some of those bullies sometimes we're our own bullies. As I said Friday, we're our own bullies in the mirror. So we're going to do everything we can to stand up for human wherewithal. We're going to do everything we can to defend human potency, the way God intended it, the way the divine, however you define it, the way the divine intended it. So that's going to be what we're going to do, because I'm all over picking a fight with these punks. But I guess I've said that already. All right, Wayne, anything else before I get ready to throw it back to you for the close?
Nope, I think I'm pretty much cleaned out here.
We think we're pretty much cleaned out. All right, so let me spend the final minute thanking everyone here on Facebook, of course, over on YouTube as well. And thank you for our numbers growing the way they are. Thank you for all the shares of the things that we post. We super appreciate it. If I could impose upon you to share the link from the show, that would be great. Especially, do me a favor. If you're dealing with someone in your family that's a bully and they're not speaking to you because they don't like who you voted for, or they're not, right, you're cut out because your opinion is different than theirs, please, I'm begging you, send them this link. Let them come after, right? Just please, I'm begging you. It's like a sickness with me. Just send the punks, right? What was that audio soundtrack? Send in the clowns. We'd have to do a remake of that, Wayne. Send in the punks, because I'm all over it. You want to talk about 16 seconds? I got 16 seconds for a punk. All right, so here we go. Thank you all so very much. If you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, thank you all so very much. Have an absolutely fantastic day until we meet again. And as always, I close with thanking Wayne as the executive producer, the guy that's responsible for all the good things. If there's something about the show, like the dropping of the F-bomb that you don't like, blame me. All the good things, their applause for Wayne.
And that's only because Brian never listens to me anyway.
Pardon me?
I said, it's all because you never listened to me anyway.
Oh, look, that's a ruse. I say all the time, people go, well, are you sure that's your position? I don't know. Let me talk to Wayne and I'll tell you if it's my position or not. Right. So you're like a rodeo clown for me. You're like a safety net. If I was working the high wire, I get to pull off all this crap because I know you'll be there, with the exception. Please try to bleep out, if you would, that F-bomb before we put it out all over the place.
I'll see if I can find it.
I couldn't care less. All right, we're out of here. Thank you all so very much. We will see you back here tomorrow, high noon, at the Let's Go Push a Punk Around Corral. Until then, have an absolutely fantastic day.
Thanks for listening to the Brian Brawdy Show. Until next time, get out there and mortal up.